guys and gals, this is Widow Plays What Ifs here, and I'm back at it again with a new episode to What If Deku had Neon. But before I start off this episode, I got a few things to discuss. I'm going to make 2 trailers, and probably another trailer in the works. For those of y'all that are in my Discord, the few of y'all that are in my Discord, thank y'all for being in there, and I'm gonna put a link in the description for my Discord. And yeah, everyone's pretty friendly in my Discord server, so just telling you a heads up. But you can cuss and do all that. I really don't care if you cuss or not, but just be friendly towards everyone else in the Discord. But yeah, one of you guys in Discord recommended me to do What If Deku was Livewire, and I'm going to do a trailer for that because I love that idea so much. I just decided, fuck it, I'm going to do a trailer for it, but I'm not going to make a what if about that for way in the future, just way back in the back. It's going to be in the back burner for quite a while. I got other things in the works, but yeah, I just wanted to say that. But the trailers that I got out, I'm going to show y'all, and right now, give me a second. Okay, this right here was made by a fan, and this is What If Deku was the feared daughter of a drug lord. And I am going to tie this to another what if that I am going to make. I decided that it would be a great idea to do this, to tie this up. And yeah, for those that know this character, she is going to be the sister of another Deku. So they're going to be brother and sister, these 2 Dekus. But you will understand it once I make the what if. And they are going to be she's going to be the daughter, and the other Deku is going to be the son of a drug lord, like this says. But let me show y'all the other one. What if Deku was Raul Menendez? And yeah, this is the what if that ties to the other one that I just talked about. This version of Deku will have the Menendez last Menendez name. So these 2 Dekus are gonna be Menendezes, pretty much. They are gonna be the children of drug lords, and they will very quickly understand how to live in this world and do what their parents do. So yeah. And they will tie in pretty both of the series will be very tight knit, close together, if you get what I mean. So it's gonna tie to each other's series quite a bit. So I hope you like that. And now here's the next trailer that I'll do. That doesn't have anything to do with these 2 what ifs. Let me show you real quick. What if Deku was Saber? Now this is the last trailer that I'm talking about. I don't have a thumbnail for the Livewire one. I just said that I was gonna do it right now, but I haven't made a thumbnail for that yet. But I made a thumbnail for this because I was bored at the time, and I really like Saber. So yeah. This is going to be quite a interesting what if to make in the future. But yeah. I hope you like the ideas for the trailers I'm going to bring out in the future. And I got something else to say. I haven't shouted out your name. Oh my bad. If you're watching this, if you're watching this video, Hollow, thank you for making those thumbnails. He gave me quite a lot of thumbnails before I started making thumbnails for myself. And I haven't given him his shout out yet. And I'm giving him a shout out right now. He made the thumbnails to what if Deku was in GTA 5, and there was another one. Let me check and see. I forgot. But yeah, he gave me the other thumbnails to what if Deku was Toga's twin brother or Toga's big brother, and what if Deku was Carl. Those are the three thumbnails I picked out that he gave me, and I thank you a lot for those thumbnails. Giving me those thumbnails really inspired me to make thumbnails for myself. Thank you very much, Hollow. You're cool dude. Thank you. But yeah. Besides that, for those of you that have checked my my channel, I have a new background. I used to have a Bonnie background. You know Bonnie, him playing his guitar. I really like that background, but I thought I should have my own background, and I made this. Let me show you real quick. This is my background for my channel for now. So yeah, for those of y'all that go to my channel and see this is my channel background now. I have my own channel background that I made myself, and I might change it up later on down the road, but for now this is the best I can do. I really like it. I did my best. So yeah, thank y'all for your support on my monster family. And yeah, I have been going on talking for 7 fucking minutes straight. So yeah, let me get on with the fucking video for y'all. So yeah, I've been talking for 7 minutes straight, so I am going to stop and bring out my fucking intro for you, my monster family. And peace out. Now, we start off the what if with Ida running for his life. He is dodging and weaving all the DUP agents that he can. After running out of his mansion, or yeah, you can pretty much call it a mansion, though not as big as Jade's and her family's. It is still a pretty good sized mansion. As he is running, well, his eyes are puffy and you can tell that he has been crying while running. As you can see cuts and scrapes, his clothes are messed up and dirtied. As his hair is sticking to his head, as he has been sweating profusely, trying to outrun and escape the DUP agents, but they're just everywhere. As he is still running, as you see him subduing a few agents here and there, but not outright killing them, like Jay and her family massacred a bunch of DUP agents. Imagine Ida subdue like Delson Rose subdue, but just imagine a swirl of wind, condensed wind pressure, holding men's or the agent's arms and legs together. Pretty much. Just imagine that. Well, they're knocked out. Because think about this. He is a conduit. And he has been training a little bit since he found out his powers. And his powers awakened. And his brother helped him. So he has a... How should I say? He knows the basis of his powers. He hasn't outright trained a lot. Not the amount of time that Jade has, because he just got his powers not that long ago. And yeah, he hasn't had the time that Jade had to prepare and train. So he only knows the basis of his powers, not everything about it. He just knows the base structure of it, pretty much. As you see Ida just running, as he is out of his condensed air form that I talked about in the last episode. As he kind of looks like a humongous flying bullet going through the air and the wind creating an air current. Just imagine you see, I'm pretty sure all of y'all have seen somewhere a picture of a bullet going through the air. Just imagine that being instead of a bullet, that being a condensed air version of Ida. Pretty much just flying through the the streets, pretty much. And he is out of sight for now, as he doesn't see any more DOP agents, as he sees an abandoned warehouse. No, it's not a warehouse. I would say this is more on the lines of an abandoned store, as he breaks into one of the doors that was locked, as he broke the lock and went inside. And he closed the door behind him, locking the door from the inside. Now, as he is huffing and puffing, as you can see the emotions flooding through his face, as he saw his brother get shot, as he is horrified, as he wonders what happened to his friends, or any of them conduits now, as he thinks on Mita and Jiro. They might have hidden that they were conduits, but he doesn't know. He doesn't think that they are conduits. Then he thinks of Jade. Surely she would help him. Ida and no, not Ida, Mina and Jiro are iffy, but he knows for a fact that Jade and her parents will help him 100%. Surely they've seen the news. But before that happens, he needs to train on his powers. As long as he keeps out of sight and he gets out of sight and not seen, and everything cools down after a small period of time, then he's good. So we see we see we cut to Jiro and Mina as they were together when this whole debacle happened. The DUP already went through their house and checked all their family members. finding that none of them were bioterrorists, as they called them, as both Mina and Jiro were relieved once the DOP agents left, as whenever they were in their house, neither Mina or Jiro got a good vibe from the DOP agents. They don't know why they didn't feel safe around them being in their house. If they actually felt more afraid as they were in their house, freaking testing them. As they found out and left, they were relieved and they called each other. As the whole incident happened, they called Jade before she got found out, telling her that they got checked up. They called her right before the incident happened on the last episode, pretty much. They called to check up on her, saying that they got tested and nothing happened, and Jay was relieved about that, but kind of sad that for her own reason, she said, kind of envious that they're not conduits like her, as after they got done with their phone call with after their phone call with Jade, they were about to call Ida, and then they saw the news on the TV in their room, as they both look at each other as they watch the news, as they see the whole incident happen with Ida's family. And they saw that Ida was a bioterrorist, and both Mina and Jiro were shocked beyond belief, as they saw the incident with the DUP agent shooting his brother, as they are even more fearful, not of Ida, but the DUP agents, because they could have been their family members that could have got shot if they got found out. They feel real sorry for Ida, but they're conflicted. They have been told for the longest time that conduits were bioterrorists. They were bad. But through their time with Ida, they didn't think he was bad or anything. He might be rough around the edges, but he's a good kid. He's a good guy. They didn't get any vibes from him. He might be rebellious, but that's just all. Just rebellious. He's in his teen years. He didn't want to follow his family doing what they did. He wanted to be his own self. He didn't deserve this. As they were after the incident on the TV, and the TV cut off after the incident. Not really the TV, but the live feed of the news got cut off. They immediately were calling Ida's phone. During the incident, Ida's phone broke with the shuffle with the DUP agents, so they couldn't call him, as they are getting really worried. And now, after the incident with Ida, both Mina and Jiro, let me switch something. Yeah, both Mina and Jiro was just about to call Jay because they thought that she would be worried. But then the news feed cut back to not really back, but cut to the Walker household. Because the Walkers are such a prominent figures in Seattle. Of course, there will be some people that wants to see their downfall, hoping that some of them will be you know bioterrorists. So there was some news anchors and the residents just waiting for the DUP agents to come, as they were broadcasting as Jiro and Mina were trying to call Jade's phone. But after the incident with Ida, Jade and her parents literally smashed their phones into pieces, just in case that DOP agents would track their phones or anything. You know how the government is. That's why they had the communication devices on their ears, So you see Mina and Jiro watching the whole incident, seeing the first knock on the door, as they see their butler shoot the man right in the face as he goes plopping on the ground, dead. Which, once they heard the shot, they both jumped up from the bed, watching the scene, as they see the door slam open and gunfire and hail raining down on the DUP agents, as they then see Jade using her powers, as it looks like she's having fun, which terrifies them to their core. As they see this, they are just terrified. As you know, oh yeah. As after the incident and they deal with the camera people, Mina and Jade are in their room shaking, not knowing what to think or even do or anything. They're just there, just in the room, just thinking all the times that they had with Jade and Ida. Just, was it all a lie? Did both of them know that each other were conduits or bioterrorists, as they actually call them? They don't know. As you see Mina look at Jiro, just tears are in her eyes. She doesn't know if she feels betrayed or not. So many emotions are going through her right now, as both of them are in tears, because they can't really do anything right now. There's nothing that they can do to help their friends, even if they could or wanted to. They are in complete and utter loss of words, as they both hug each other and tears streaming down their face, as Jiro says, I hope they'll be alright. As Mina says, it's okay, with a shaky voice. Surely they'll survive. Won't they? We've known them. They are tough people. Jade especially. She's a tough one. Yeah, they'll survive. They surely will. As we switch back after a few weeks of the incident, and we see Ida in the same place about to leave, as he has scavenged and taken, stolen food and supplies, anything that he needs to survive, as he doesn't have a home anymore, as he's living in the streets. He can get a job at the moment because there's a war going on and this total lockdown. So he's just living on the streets pretty much. As DOP agents are starting to get close to the you know to the store, so he leaves before anyone notices and finds somewhere else to go, as he has been training his powers and doing anything he can while building his strength up, as he saw what was happening on the news after his incident. He saw Jade's incident on the news, as he had a new sense of determination and relief, knowing that Jade is alive and well, and she's just like him, a conduit. But from the looks of it, she's been a conduit for forever. She knows all of her powers. The same could be said with her family. They must have known. They do know. He thinks. They must have known for a long time and been ready for this. As he thinks she has quite a good family. As we see Ida run out of the store in the back door, and he's moving on. Hold on, my bad. He's moving towards the direction where Jade and her family went to find where they based at, or where they were at. The last place that they were filmed at, and see where they went from there. As we see Jade now and her family, as they have been in another part of the city, as Jade and her mother and father and Sebastian are at the base, completely and utterly defeated at the moment. As once they entered this place, DOP agents were already here, and before Jay could do anything, concrete started to form around her body, and she was already completely out and couldn't move 1 inch. As she tried to break out but couldn't, as she looked every which way, and she saw a woman smiling at her, as she says, "This is quite the performance you made, walkers." As DOP agents knocked both of her parents on their knees, as Jade saying, "Mom, Dad, as we see Sebastian killing two DOP officers, but a few of them surrounding him, beating on him. He couldn't do anything about it. He was surrounded. As he tries to take multiple weapons out of his clothes. He tries to do anything he can to fight back. This is a little different because these men weren't the normal DOP officers. These men had concrete powers, as this man used concrete around his body, and he punched Sebastian with all his might, as Sebastian went flying towards a wall, and he cracked the wall, and he was indented in the wall, knocked out. As the man says, not tough, not so tough now. Fucking bodyguard, or damn butler, whatever you're supposed to be. As he asks, can I kill him? As we see what's her name? I forgot. As we see Augustine say, yeah, it would be good to get this man out of the way, kill him fast. As the two men pointing guns at Jade's parents. Look at Augustine and their kid, Jade, as Jade saying no, no, as she looks at Augustine, and Augustine looks at the men with the guns pointing at her parents. As she looks back at Jade, we can't have any survivors here. Take them out, round her up. We can't have any more bioterrorists fighting. We can have them fighting back now, can't we? Thanks to your performance, more bioterrorists started to show up, and they started to fight back. You started a spark of rebellion, and we can't have that. And there are more humans now, regular people, that are helping bioterrorists because of y'all. As she looks at Jade's parents, as Jade's mother laughs a little bit, as she says, that's how it's supposed to be. Bioterrorists are not weapons. They are not terrorists. They are normal people, just with powers. Why don't you people understand that? They're normal people. They're not terrorists. They weren't born that way. They weren't born terrorists. They can't help how they were born. As Jade is just pretty much cocooned in the concrete, just staring daggers at Augustine. As we see Augustine staring at Inko, as she says, take her out. As we see the man cock his weapon and aim it to her head. As Inko says, we're not going to be the only humans that will help. There'll be more of us. And soon, there will be a full-on rebellion. You really picked the wrong fight, lady. As the man shoots, and Jade screams out, crying, as she's yelling, "Mama, Mama!" As she's trying to do anything, she can't do fight back. As we start to see, Jade's father, Hisashi, look at his wife, and tears are streaming down his face as he puts his hands on her dead body as he's weeping. As secretly he's taking out a dagger inside of her one of her pockets inside of her jacket that she was wearing. As in a swift motion, he stabbed the man that was had a gun to his head, or aiming a gun at him, in the knee. As that guard went to his knee, as he brought the knife out of his knee and stabbed him in the neck. As he got up, picked up the weapon that the guy was holding, took it away from him. As he started shooting the other man that killed Inko. As Augustine isn't having it, as she used her concrete powers, as she shot concrete right into Hisashi's heart, as Jade's weeping even more loudly, as she's saying, "No, Daddy, Daddy," as we see Hisashi stumble a little bit as he dropped the weapon, as he turns to face his daughter with a smile on his face, as he says, "Survive," as he went to his knees and fell on top of Inko, dead. As Jade is crying her heart out, as she's screaming at Augustine, "I'll kill you, you fucking bitch. I'll kill you. I don't care how long it'll take. I'll escape wherever friggin' place you hold me at. I'll fucking kill you." She's hysterical now. She's crying hysterically while shouting she'll kill her and yelling cuss words at, Augustine. As we see the one man that knocked out Sebastian into the wall, as he's walking towards him, chuckling after hearing both the shots, as he walks towards he walks toward Sebastian, as he's about to do something, hit him, punch him, as Sebastian wakes up as he is fuzzy, as he's fading in and out, as he finally shot up, as he brought a knife out of one of his pockets inside of his vest, as he threw it right whenever the man was caught off guard, about to punch Sebastian in the gut, killing him. Before he could even do that, he was in mid swing, so he couldn't protect himself, as he threw the knife right through the guy's throat, as the man was grabbed his throat as he was gurgling. As he went to his knees, fury in his eyes while looking at the beat up Sebastian with blood dripping down his face. As we see Sebastian's face looking in horror at what he sees. As he sees both Hisashi and Inko dead on the ground. And, Jade cursing out Augustine. While yelling, "I'll kill you, you bitch. I'll avenge my family. I'll kill you." She is still hysterical right now. Her emotions are going on overdrive. As we see Sebastian just standing there in pure shock. As blood dripping down his forehead as he releases all the bloodlust he can muster. As the bloodlust that everyone is feeling is almost unbearable. As he starts to kill everyone. Well, Augustine sees that he's finally up after killing one of them, her men. As she's using her concrete powers, as we see Sebastian dodging and weaving, doing what he can to not get, caught up in the concrete. As we see, Sebastian distracting Augustine while Jade is still hysterical as she is moving her body viciously, as she doesn't care anymore, as she is doing anything she can to get out of the concrete. As we see her moving her body, inching her way a little bit, as she moved her body a little bit, as you see cracks forming in the concrete. As she's moving other concrete yet again, as she moves again to her right, as more cracks start to appear in the concrete, as she smiles viciously, as she sees the concrete as some sort of imprisonment for her, as she's going to do anything she can to get out of this imprisonment, as she's moving her way out of the concrete, as she somehow manages to break the area where her arm used to be, as she broke the concrete, saving her arm. As you see her arm, her skin on her arm, it's torn off to pieces, as her hand and arm is just torn to shreds, as she's in so much pain, but she doesn't care, as she doesn't even feel it. She's running on pure adrenaline, as she shoots herself, or the concrete that's covering her, in a cocoon pretty much, with her energy, her pure neon energy, as she's shooting the concrete, as the concrete is chipping away more and more, as she starts to laugh, as she has gone kind of crazy, watching both of her parents die, and being imprisoned in the concrete, not able to do nothing. She couldn't do anything in the concrete because the concrete was, how should I say, cocooning her from using her powers. So now that her arm is gone, she can use her powers as she is chipping away at the concrete, as she does one final shot. As she moves her body, she jerks it as the concrete falls apart in pieces. As she yells, "You fucking bitch! You're dead!" As Augustine sees that she broke out, and she sees the pure hatred and fury going through her eyes. As Augustine thinks, I need to stop this immediately before she goes and lets loose. As she was just playing around with Sebastian a little bit as she gets faster. She predicted the move that Sebastian made. She pretty much concreted him as she stabbed a concrete into his gut as she lets the concrete on his legs go as he falls to the ground bleeding out in pain and eyes wide from the sudden shock of being stabbed by a fucking a shard of concrete going right through his body as he is stuck on the ground right now. As we see Jade about to go all out, about to make her final move, that move that I'm talking about. As we see Augustine immediately run up to Jade so fast that Jade couldn't even see her. She couldn't even see her after images. As you see Augustine right behind her, she karate chops her in the back of the neck as she falls limp. As she couldn't do anything with that attack because Augustine moved so fast that she could barely even see her. As Augustine yells at the rest of her men, telling her, "We're out of here. We gotta get out of here quick. We need around. I'll take care of this girl. Yo, we need to go." As the DUP men and agents run with Augustine out of the place as they get in their their, how should I say, their most armored vehicle, and they get out of here. They get out of there. As we see Sebastian crawling to a wall as blood is pouring out of him, out of his wounds. As you see, from where he was crawling, blood poured out of him like a strip going down, pretty much. Where he was crawling, there was a strip of blood. Just imagine that. As he was finally leaning against the wall. As he's huffing and puffing, as he thinks this is going to hurt a lot. As he is pretty much in a really bad shape. As he thinks, if I pull this out, there's a more big chance I would die. As he thinks back and looks at his dead masters. His dead master and dead mistress. But his young miss is still alive. As she is the next head of the Walker family, so he needs to protect her with all his might. So he grabs onto the concrete. He pulls it out of his gut, yelling in pain. As he's losing even more blood, as he's losing blood fast, as he sees all the dead bodies, as he finds anything, and I mean anything, as he sees a lighter, as he thinks, I need to colorize the wound fast. As we see him use the lighter to colorize the wound, as he is screaming in pain and agony right now. As quickly after colorizing his wound and patching himself up, he lost a lot of blood, so after that he passed out. There was nothing he could do about it. As we see Ida walking down the road where the place where the Walker residence should be at, as he thinks this should be the place that they were about to come at, because it is still in their name. But as before he said continued his sentence, he saw a lot of cars, DUP cars, outside of the residence, as this was the backup house that the Walker family was using. But once the DUP realized that it's the Walker family, they immediately searched up all the residents and all the housing and everything that they own, all the properties that they own are at. Right after the Walkers left their first residence from the last episode, the DUP officers were already heading to all the locations to their different houses and warehouses, in case they might be there. Might go there. So the place where Augustine went, she had a big suspicion that they were gonna go there, but mainly it was just luck that they went to the place where Augustine was at. If it was any other of their properties, they would have beat all the DUP officers, but that was just bad luck on their part. So that's how they found their place. As Ida quickly runs into the base, as he sees piles of dead bodies, as he's about to barf, as he gulped his saliva down, as he continued walking. As he walked through the house, as he sees the dead bodies, as he finally gets to the living room, as he sees concrete everywhere around the living room, as he sees the dead bodies of Mr. and Mrs. Walker, as he is shocked beyond belief, as he runs up to them, as he moves Mr. Walker's dead body off of Miss Walker, making sure that any of them are alive. But he checks both of their pulse and anything else to indicate that they were alive, but there was no pulse. They were both dead. As he could already tell with Miss Walker, because she had a bullet in her head. But he just wanted to make sure, just in case, because there's always those rare cases. But he was choking up, crying. Tears were spilling out his eyes after witnessing and seeing Mr. and Mrs. Walker, because they were like a second family to him now. As he is crying hysterically as he quickly looks around, wondering where Jade is, as he sees Sebastian laying against the wall, as he sees the blood, the strip of blood that was leading to where he was at, sitting leaning against the wall, as he saw the trail of blood to the wall, as he ran up to Sebastian, as he saw the colorized wound on him, as he checked the pulse, as he saw that and felt that Sebastian's was cold, but his pulse was still beating, though very faintly, as he sighed in relief, as he thinks this guy's one tough bastard, as he saw the wound, how big it was, and he had managed to colorize the wound. He doesn't know, but he is very lucky that he survived. Doing something like this in so short notice, keeping himself alive. As he started shaking Sebastian's shoulders, as he's yelling, "Sebastian, Sebastian!" As Sebastian jolted back up, as he brought his hand to Ida's neck, as he didn't realize it was Ida, as he says, "One wrong move and I'll fucking snap your neck, you DOP bastard." As we see Ida hold his hands up, as he said, "Chill, chill, chill. It's me, Mr. Sebastian. It's me, Tanya." As you see Sebastian squint his eyes, as his eyesight finally clears up, as he sees it's actually Ida. As he lets go of his tight grip on Ida's neck, as he says, "They got her," in a very low voice, as Tanya asks, "What, sir? What do you say?" As he yelled, "They got her. They got young miss. They got Jade." As Ida's eyes went wide, as he says, "No." As Sebastian just nodded. As Ida was frantic now, as it made sense, they wouldn't outright kill her. What the DUP mainly did was take us. Take the, bio terrorists, as they called them. They usually do that and take them to and contain them. As Ida asks, "What do we do now?" As we see Sebastian look Ida in the eyes, as he says, "We're going to start a war." As that is the end of this episode of What If Deku Had Neon. And I hope you liked this episode. This had more drama than the last couple of episodes. This is pretty much non-stop craziness right now that I'm doing for this series. But yeah, I hope you like this. I'm gonna make another episode of something. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna make a trailer. But yeah, I hope you all like this episode, my Monster family. I hope you all have a good day or night, wherever your time zone is, and peace out.